Now you got me kind of thinking about your problem. Now I want to do it. Alright, let's do it. Okay. Now my brain's thinking, I should use this opportunity to learn Zig. Should I do it? That's how you feel? You want to learn Zig? Or do you want to do this project? It's like, I don't know. I don't want to do anything but try to solve it. Oh, I got you. I got you. You're focused on it. Yeah. Well, you should probably sleep. But given your track record of sleeping 3 hours a week, you should probably get some sleep. No, that'll help clear your mind. Alright. Where's some docs? I'm on 5.0. Hello world. Oh, that's nice. This hello world thing doesn't tell me how to compile. Oh, it does. Never mind. Right there. Missed it. Come on, hello world. This should be easy. Was Zig build exe dial tone dot zig this EU and exclude make dial tone zig. I don't have zig syntax highlighting. Guess we're going without syntax highlighting. Well, Rust seems to be okay-ish. Okay. Hello world, yay. Yeah, I'm trying out Zig. I've wanted to learn it for a while, but I haven't had a project to do it with. Now I do have a project. Alright, comments, sure, doc strings, don't care, values, I'll figure it out. Alright, let's write some files. File IO, file. I guess I could just write to standard out. Okay, where's the reference? There it is. Get std out. Get std out. What's the project? It is Ryan Callahan's project, which is this. So Ryan, if you want spoilers, look at my stream. If you don't want spoilers, don't look at my stream. This declaration is not tested or referenced. What? That's bullshit. How do I know the type? Std fs file. Apparently that doesn't exist. Oh gosh. Fs file. Okay. So my main has to be in main, because I'm pulling. You can pull it from the command line. You could pull it from the as input. Doesn't matter. But generally, your main is something like that. Yes. That's the convention, or one of the conventions. So I want to write types. So this is a struct. It has the outstream type, which is a stream. I don't know what types means. Guess I could write byte. Write byte h. What? It's right there, I think. Oh my. How do I pick the right version? Nope. Built-in functions, build mode. I don't see where the right. Oh, okay. There's a right here, but it doesn't have the right byte function. Oh, you never did that before? Okay. Well, you could also accept input from a file or from the standard input or whatever. It's up. They didn't specify, so it's up to you, I guess. So write. So that's an array. So how do I make an array? Derivative types. Values. Where's arrays? So I do this thing. That makes H. Oh yeah, coding is definitely hard. Even with the help of books, you don't know what's going on. And then eventually it clicks, and then you have no clue what's going on again, and then it clicks and you have no clue what's going on again. So you'll figure it out. So now I could write a letter. So right on. Chunks. Okay. Is there a standard thing for binary? Is it frustrating? Well, that's no good. I mean, can I explain that what to you? What do you want me to explain to you? Oh, the file format? I mean, did you look at references like this page? Let me give this to you. pb copy, paste. It seems like an okay reference. You have this page. So, do you know what file offset means or what file size means? I guess if you don't know how binary formats work, you can try. So download this program called O10 Editor. So download this program and open up a WAV file in it, and click, I think it's templates or scripts, and click WAV. I think WAV is built in. If not, you can download it here. I think it's built in, so you could just use it in O10 Editor. Open it up, and then you'll see a correlation between this and the stuff in that particular file you're looking at. Hopefully that gives you a decent picture of what this means in an example form. And you could also use O10 Editor to help debug your whatever your program generates. So if your program is generating garbage, you can look at it in O10 Editor and see what all the individual pieces are. So like if you write RIFF, but it ends up in the file as FFIR, you'll be able to see that easily using the O10 Editor. Will you give a smaller view of Zig after you've used it enough, and are there any other languages you want to try out? I want to give Clojure another go. I tried it and I was annoyed at it. Mostly at the IDE. I mean, sure, I'll give my opinions as I go. I don't know if I won't have much today, but we'll see. So how do I go to the code for this stuff? I want to see the code to see how they do parsing. Here we go. So where's elf? Elf. So they do that. Read byte, read byte, read byte. Ooh, read int. So what is this in thing? In stream. IO in stream. Wait, this is a function that returns a what? Returns, remember bytes read. Wait, that's the read function returns remember bytes read. Why is there no doc on the thing itself? Examples, these aren't examples. So I have a, let's do that. So SDL file has, does this work? IO SDIO. Okay, so you can't, there's no relationship there. Searching files? Yeah. You should totally hit question mark on your keyboard, like shift / or whatever it is. And you'll find some goodies like activates the file finder. This is the main one I use. I use this and everything else I look up. Oh, I also use W. I use W also. So now, how do I... What the heck does var mean? I can't click read function, it just says 404. And where's all the nice goodies like... Where is it? Read int. Is this lying to me? I guess it would be a pointer. It says this is a function, so it's returning... I don't know what var means. I guess I gotta look at the implementation to figure out what the heck the docs mean. This would be SDIO /IO. There it was, in stream. So it's a function, so it returns a struct. So why does it say var when it's a type? It's broken. Alright, I should document. Zig sucks. Documentation says that is a function which returns a var. Source code says that a function which returns a type. Link to 404. In examples is listed multiple times. Error should be fully qualified. I need to fix my flow. Okay, this finished building. Now we can run that test. And what is the result? Drum roll. Pass. Okay. So we can discard these. No bootstrap, because it's garbage. So let's do an incremental build to latest version. Make sure it fails again. And if it doesn't fail, then I can't trust incremental builds for crap. Which really sucks, because the build takes eons. Okay, there's a build. It's building a lot. Should I be concerned? Anyway. So yeah, I'm right. I have a bunch of feedback already about Zig, so at least for their documentation stuff, which seems easy to fix. So it's returning a struct with all this crap. It's got like tons of interesting stuff in it. Like here's my readint. Well, yeah, here's my readint. I was looking for the readint function and did not find it in Stream's documentation. The source code clearly shows that readint does exist. So their docs need a lot of work. So I got this thing. Great. So how do you make one of these fellas? Is there a handy constructor? Maybe not. Oh, I'm so glad these are not implemented, so I can't copy what they do. In-stream needs some documentation. Use case, convert std out to an in-stream. You can't see that because my dumbass face is covering it, but so readfin is a self is an at this. No clue what that means. Do I need to inherit from in-stream or something? is a stack size? Does it have a buffer? Stack size? Don't know what that means. So is this the same as... So how do I make one of these? P. So what happens when I do that? Variables must be initialized. Okay. How do I do this? What is this? Structs? Struct. Return. So I just use the name in the brackets, even when it's this funkiness. What happens when I do this? Readfin equals stdout file dot read. No. I'm not even making an in-stream, I'm making an out-stream. What am I doing? Let's just use outstream. Let's not worry about buffering. Okay. So outstream out p out. That's not done yet. This is outstream. And I need to look at the code. Documentation should link to the source code. This will help fix deficiencies in documentation. Work around deficiencies. I want outstream. So that has a right fin. Right. Expected type found. Sure, let's do that. Expected type found bound. Ooh. Referenced here. What the fuck? Oops. So that git ignore. Exclude. Dial tone.o. Compilation git. Shows a weird compilation error. Weird compilation errors. Okay. Now what the heck is this this nonsense? Turns the innermost struct or union that function call is inside. Okay. But how the heck am I supposed to use that? Well, at least I have this code here. So let's look at outstream. Wait, there's an init function? There's no init function. Oh, on buffered there is, maybe. Wait. This is different than my outstream. Is this like a concatenated version of this stuff? No. What kind of banana is this? Oh, I'm probably looking at the wrong thing, the jigger-majigger. An outstream that doesn't write to anything. Okay. Slice outstream. Field parent pointer. Okay. So this is telling me there's other kinds of outstreams that wrap outstream. So bit, buffer, buffered outstream, C outstream. I guess a file outstream is what I want. So I don't need to write it myself. Of course, this piece of crap doesn't tell me anything useful. File outstream. Nope. Outstream. File and stream. Huh? What the heck is stream? Oh, I guess I should just call this. So I will call dot instream. Std out file dot instream. No, outstream. The file. Whoops. Because it's not OOE. What package is this? It's in.file. So std out, no, stdio dot capital file. That's a bit awkward. File is private. It's pub. Oh, fs. Expected, outstream found. Well, I'll just omit the type. No, I don't want to omit the type. I want to have types. Tell me. So fs file dot outstream. So instead of doing that, I will do this. Oh yeah, it doesn't give me useful docs. Outstream. So write byte. Well, I guess I could just call it write. Out.write. No member write. Oh, I gotta call. No member named write. sure there's no member named right. But how does this work? Do I need to do out.stream.right? Let's var. There we go. Well, that's kind of stupid that I need to do out.stream.right. Okay. It sucks that it requires me to use foo.stream.right. That calling writes on a type. OOE languages would have type foo.write instead. Okay. So, well, I could make a const out p dot. So it's not an outstream, it's a stream thing. Outstream.stream pointer, which is out. Oops, stream. And then I could say out p. Okay. Output file stream. I'll just call this out. Output file. Okay. Now I can actually do something. So there's chunk size, which is 32. Does that work? And is wave, and I need to write the chunk size. Write the chunk size. So that would be write native and little and big. Oh, that's nice. I like this interface. Is it little ending? Yes. Will the type be inferred? I hope so. Hope I don't need to write it. So this chunk size. Expected 3 arguments, found 2. Really? Or U32. I should stop writing it to the console. This is wrong. Whoops. Beginning of an error. So that's the canonical wave thing. Wave, because it's swoosh things. Okay. Hopefully that's a comment. That is not a comment. Where are the Zig multi-line comments? That's a fair. It's a weird thing. Okay. So we got FMT space. We got subchunk one size. So this should be that. Out.right is little 32 subchunk one size. Audio format. PCM equals 1. That's a U16. 3216 audio format. Why is that there twice? So this would be channel count. This would be I'll just do mono. 32 bits. Sample rate. 44040. What is it? Sample rate audio. Is it 050? What's CD quality? Oh, it's 100. Okay. Okay. This build finished. This incremental build finished. So let's run that test. And this passes. Okay, so I can't trust incremental builds. That stinks. Stinker doodles. Stinky dinky. Okay. So get bisect start, bisect bad. I need to test this one with the clean builds. And if this one fails, then these two build bootstrap. Delete all my builds. So let's configure. So clean bootstrap. Let's make sure I was on that. Yeah. So I'm on this commit now. Yet another clean build. It's gonna take another hour. Yes, you may ask a quick noob question about web dev. What's up? Is it going? Yeah, it's going. So that's the sample rate. So const bytes per sample is 2. So byte rate equals sample rates channel counts times bytes sample byte rate. Block align. Block align. 216. 32. Bits per sample would be bytes per sample times 8 bits per sample. Okay. Looks good to me. What's your question? For some reason, a CSS for any is not applied to that h1 tag. Okay. Can you paste your full, whoops. Can you paste your full code on the second link, the haste bin, and share the link? Because your stuff should work based on what you described. Something else is weird. So that's that thing. Now we do this. We do datas. Data. To size would be sample count is 441. Make this a var because it's really a var. So this is sample count times channel count times well count times bits per sample. Then you write the data. So how do I write a loop? Loop, 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 loop. Okay. Tons of while stuff. So while blah, 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 blah. How do I write an index loop? Like this, but better. Label loops, label with optionals, while with optional, while with that, inline while. How do I do a range? Do I go to the funky while loop? I don't want an array slice, I want a range. Range. What's that? I guess I'll do the weird while loop thing. Where did it go? While. I32 0. I less than sample count. I plus 1. Try out right int little. Alias U16 as sample. Okay, let me open your thingies. I think I see an issue, but you need to activate Windows. That's not the issue, but so here, fuzz off. Here you got this weird closed head and open body in the middle of your link-rel. I don't know if that's a copy-paste error or if it's actually in your program, in your document. Rawa. Open link. Rawa. So you got your H1. And you're referring to it as H1. H1 hover. Okay. Let me save these. You call it app. What is this called? DY. Well, I don't have your assets, so no, I need to delete that. So it looks like it's just that violet's not a color. Or maybe your font size. Let's see. No, I don't need most of this, I think. So I don't know why it's not complaining about the font color. Oh, here you go. It's not complaining because it's not an issue. It's crossed out because it's being overridden. So you have main container clock forces the color to white here. So if you want it to be violet, you shouldn't be doing this. But unrelatedly, there's like font size 5 here, which is invalid. If you open at least in Firefox, if you open console and check CSS, you'll get this error saying the font size is wonky. And also Moz background color. I don't know what that is. Nah, it's not dumb. Just like you missed something. You needed another pair of eyes. Happens to everyone. So is that the issue you want help with? Oh, there's the clock. There you go. Cool. It's imod well, it won't reach the... What would be a good... I guess maybe we'll just try that. On 2. Let's do times 20,000. Rut row. Why is it complaining now? Oh, because that... So how do I downcast? Because I happen to know... Wait. Why isn't font size 5 valid? Because you don't have a unit. You didn't say whether it's 5 points or 5 pixels or 5 viewport widths or whatever. What's up, Ryan? You need a little bit of helps? Operators. No, don't say you're sorry. There's no need. I know you're sorry. If you send the entire assignment, maybe you're just missing something? Well, the thing you showed me seemed pretty self-explanatory. I mean, there might be other details, like how you're supposed to invoke the program, how long each dial tone is supposed to be, and other stuff, but how do I cast? Ooh, lovely. I use Firefox because that's what I'm used to, and I don't need a 32 gigabyte machine in order to use it. In order to generate the wave, you'll need to take... Okay. In order to scan the arguments, you can look like this. Okay. So what would you be missing? It seems like very specific. I don't know why they're giving so much leeway. Like, why are they saying malloc this crap? Like, wait, wavefile.h is already given to you? Like, the way they're telling you to write the code, if I saw code written that way, I would think it's kind of amateur, but I don't know. So it gives the equations. Oh yeah, it gives the equations. So it does the summation, like I said. I don't know why they're... Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess if they're going to focus on programming. Well, it's gotten a lot less configurable since, what do you call it, Quantum? When they did the process splitting, they broke a bunch of crap, which is unfortunate. I don't get what I'm not understanding. Yeah. So is your problem, like, you need to get freak 1 and freak 2? And you don't know how to do that? I would say do, like, work on the things that you think you can do. So just hard code 1209 hertz and 697 hertz for freak 1 and freak 2. Don't worry about receiving the input. And then write the rest of the program given that assumption. And then later you can work on interpreting the user's input. See, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just making the wave file with some garbage. Intcast. Intcast. U16. Okay. Do I have GStreamer? Media player. Rhythm box. Add music. Add music. This is why no one likes Linux. It doesn't add music. Arrgh. Do I have to do that first? What? Oh, it's not popping up a dialog? It's not opening a normal file dialog. It's doing this thing. I don't want to add a directory. Why is this full screen? It's huge. Dial tone. I don't have my sound on. Where's my sound? Not playing. Why is it not playing? Why is this? What is this slider, and how is it different from this slider? Why is this button here when I have this button? What? I don't know what this is. So this would be... If I want to have two switches back to back, so 1, 3, 4 to 6, and 5 to 9 correspond to the rows, and another switch case for the columns. Yeah, I might just use FFmpeg if I can't get Rhythmbox working. I know I'm generating an invalid wave, but I would expect it to tell me. So I mean, you could try that. I can't quite imagine what that would look like, but I'd say do the stuff that you think you can do. Right? Then you can actually make progress instead of staying stuck at this phase. Because maybe when you come back to that part, you'll have a better sense of what needs to happen. So it needs to be plus, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Subchunk 2, data size. So I need to move this out to here. I need to move these fellas out to here. Channel count is to go up here. Bytes per sample is to go up here. Alright, now write the rest of the program. So, why is this called subchunk? Whatever. It's 4 plus, no, it's 8 plus this. And 2, 2. So this would be 4 plus subchunk 1 size plus subchunk 2 size. Okay, where's my Rhythmbox? Rhythmbox. Will it play now? How's it doing this progress bar? There we go. Okay, if you hit the play button, it doesn't play. That's the problem. You gotta double click. But it's making my elite sound. Where am I? Test.wave. It works. So let's make this 200, 2000. That should make it better, right? No. I want 500. I got a sound. How did I do that? With science. I don't know about more secure. Google probably has one of the best security teams out there, and they have much more at stake, but they also have more greed for profits. So in terms of privacy, Chrome is also risky. But I mean, every browser is risky. Ryan, realize I've been doing programming for 10, 15 something years. And you've been doing it for a semester. So, big difference. Alright, now I gotta make my actual dial tone. So where's the sine function? Sin. Oh, sin. Great documentation, fellas. Documentation for math. cmath.sin is blank. I arrived at this page from the search results for sin. So sin. Var. Why var? Oh. Documentation for StudMath doesn't tell me what kind of numbers are supported. Are close supported? Just says var everywhere. Oop. Yeah, Zig sucks. It's my complaint about Zig. I don't know how. I will make my program into wave function that will make sound. Be confused in the concept. Did you download ONO editor? Device Railway. There's a school assignment. What do you mean? So I'm writing in Zig. That's unrelated to what Ryan has to do. Ryan is writing in C. I'm using Zig to learn it. I'm solving the same problem that Ryan is solving, but in a different language. And I'm not following all the rules of the problem because I don't need to. Okay, so sdmath.sine of. So we have the frequency is the 300. Is this, they call it float? Float? F64 signal frequency and signal amplitude is, I don't know, 0.5 and okay, well first let's do, it should be this divided by sample rate times the signal frequency. I was using an integer defined, so we would do math floor. Do we have a floor function? Floor? Math floor of that mod 2 times a gazillion. don't think that'll work, but let's try it. Signal amplitude on sample is this. Oops, I messed up on this part. So that's the sample. So we're casting that to multiplying by the max. 767. I'll just do that. Whatever. And I can't use intcast. The notes are for giving feedback to the SIG project, yes. Though whether I actually submit it is to be determined. This is my first hour doing Zig stuff. I'm gonna have to read a number from the input and then enter the column and row frequencies in the equation and store that and redo it for all the digits entered. You don't know where to start. I told you where to start. Open ONO editor, open a wave file that you have lying around, and turn on the wave template. And you'll see a structure similar to this thing. And your job is to make a program that does something similar, like generates a file in a similar structure. And you have some tools that help you, like they gave you the wavefile.h thing. That should help you quite a bit. I want Cas. Where's Cas again? Casting. Float to int. Float to int. Stdmath.floor of this. We'll see what happens. Can't multiply. Int to float. What is it talking about? F64. What? Oh. So the problem here is this. So float to int. Expected float found. Whoops. Should be int to float. Int to float F4 max. Whoa. At rem or at mod? Mod. Fine, I'll use rem or mod. Mod. I don't know which one to use, but alright. Okay, it's still working. Floating high. So now instead of this nonsense, I should do... So the theta should be I times signal frequency math dot pi. It's 2. Should be divided by math times 2. Something like that. So this monstrosity, theta, math dot sine theta. Uh-oh. Integer part of floating point value is out of bounds. Oh, right, because that needs to be signed. Whoops. I did not do what I wanted. Ah, what the heck did I do? So if you hit the Windows key and then you happen to hit enter, it goes to wherever the heck your cursor was. So my cursor happened to be on Chromium, but it could happen to be on backgrounds. That's stupid. Okay, this is wrong. Why is it wrong? Be not stupid. So you multiply the frequency. Why am I... That should be an addition, not a multiplication. Plus. Frequency is too damn low. Wait. Frequency divided by that. I also need to multiply this by the sample rate. And I need to not divide by the sample rate here. Because that... Right. Oh. I need to divide by pi here. And multiply this by the sample rate and not divide by the sample rate. Beep. Let's make that less catastrophic. So that is 697. I did not rerun my program. Maybe I did. So if I divide this by 2, wait, that is totally wrong. Alright, single frequency ain't doing nothing. Times sample rate. Now, shouldn't it be divided by sample rate? Sample rate divided by, yeah, it should be sample rate divided by that, right? That is not the 200 something. Let's do some basey. So I want to do full rotation in some number of samples. Okay. So I have this many hertz, samples per, revolutions per second, and I have samples per second, and I need to determine how many revolutions per sample. Yeah, I need to determine how many revolutions there are per sample. So I do 1 divided by f, and this is r, f, equals 1/697 seconds per revolution. And if I divide by, no, that is not what I want. I want that by r, seconds per sample. And if I do 1 divided by f, I get 1 times f. 44100 times 697 seconds per sample times revolutions per second. So the seconds cancel out. So then I have revolutions per sample. So I want frequency divided by rate. I'm doing the opposite here. So frequency divided by rate. I don't think that's working right. Remove test.wav. Okay. I'm a ding dong. No, I'm not a ding dong. Okay, what's happening? So I do I. Oh, I shouldn't add I. That makes no sense. I need to divide that by the sample rate as no. So the increments I need to move by are 1 divided by sample rate. So yeah, I should add. But that doesn't make sense. You can't add the frequency of the signal, because that would imply the frequency is increasing. I would subtract, but that doesn't matter. Huh? Why am I doing times 2 anyway? Should just be divided by pi. I mean, that just doubles or halves the frequency. Can you help me understand? Case 3 of the master theorem doesn't yield T. I don't know what master theorem is. Master theorem. Which master theorem are you talking about? Apparently there's 4. I guess case 3? I guess this is the one you're talking about. Master theorem for divided provides asymptotic analysis for recurrence relations of type. Okay. Case 3. Work to split recombine a problem dominates subproblems. What does case mean? Oh, I gotcha. Case 3 doesn't yield Tn equals theta of n log n for the recurrence. I have no clue. I have no knowledge of any of this stuff, so I'd be starting from ground zero, and this seems like it would take 30 minutes to get up to speed on. And even when I get up to speed, I don't know if I could even understand the question. I mean, this stuff looks kind of neat, but I have no clue. Alright. So what is the frequency of this nonsense? Looks pretty low. Let's try that. No. Let's make it more frequent. Does make it more frequent. Wait, no, it doesn't make it more frequent. So here on my screen it goes from 2 to D. This goes from 2.9 to 2.5 to 3.5, which is not a factor of 2. I don't get how adding... Oh, I should be multiplying I. Huh? What function do I use to play the values? What do you mean play the values? What do you mean by value and what do you mean by play? I'm going to cheat and look at your equation. I just multiply everything together instead of dividing. I guess that kind of makes sense. So let's just try it. Whatever. One, 209. 129. Is it working for me? Are you sure? No. If I hit save, it doesn't work. Doesn't work for me either. I guess try paste bin. With a P. Okay, how do I make a function in ziggy? Pub fun. Tone frequency is a F64. Theta. Sample equals tone, sample tone, frequency, turn. Uh-oh. Why didn't it like expected close found? Functions. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. Alright. So what do you mean by play? I don't want closure. I just want... Can I just generate a wave file from the... and it will play a frequency? Yeah, but it's your job to write the code that does that. That's part of your problem, I think. See step 12 in your question thing. Yep, that's right. I have a preferred favorite programming language? My current preferred language is C++. Because it gets in your way less than certain unnamed languages, and it gives you decent control over performance. No thanks. Why is there no drawbacks section? Come on. How is it a real proposal? Oh, counter arguments. I can't factor code into Nah, you're making some progress. Okay. So I want I guess I'll just do a loop. So var sample equals 0.0, 64 for 10 and C. And this would be this for, what is the syntax? F64 tone 1 frequency, tone 2 frequency, sample plus equals theta. Brilliant. Dual tones. Not how I want to write the program, but it works. So in what I have so far, the sample value is the frequency I want to play, right? No. The frequencies you want to play are freq 1 and freq 2. So the frequency is the distance between the peaks inverted. So it's a reciprocal of the distance between the peaks. So the distance between the peaks is the duty cycle, and 1 divided by duty cycle is the frequency. So that's what that number represents, the horizontal distance in this graph. The vertical thing is what your sample value is your vertical thing. And your vertical thing is at a particular point. So you're sampling it at 1. So your sample num is 1. So that's like on the x-axis. So whatever 1 is, like around here, it in my case, for my silly graph, it would be 0.25 or so. Times your amplitude. So you want to sample it here and then move over a bit and then sample it here 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 and then here and then here and here. Basically keep incrementing your sample num, and as you increment, you'll do sample num 1, sample num 2, sample num 3, and you'll capture like the curve by like plotting a bunch of dots. And instead of plotting it in an image like this, you're going to plot it into a WAV file. Okay. So let's tidy this code up. So let's make a struct. Is this the syntax? Nope. This is really cost. Well, yeah. Let me duplicate this down here. So pub fun write sample self. So const self equals at this. That's the convention. And I have a pointer to stream. What is this? Sure. Right sample, right header. So I need to make one of these, WAV file. So WAV file. Right header. Ouch. Expression ignored. Huh? Sample rate. Sample rate. Where's sample rate? There you go. The heck does it mean when it says what the fuck? What kind of error message is this? Parse in, sending me all over the place. So what is expression value is ignored? Oh, it's telling me I didn't put a try. This language is Zig. What programming languages are you familiar with? So this should produce the same. Good. So I want to put this thingy in here. So this would be a var. Ouch. Can I do that? Why are you telling me that? Variables must be initialized. Referenced here. Hello. Guess out self to out. What are you talking about? Is that not how you make a variable? Oh, you just don't have a leading thingy? That's weird. So this would be get rev parse hen. Out equals out. You know C++, but you don't know pointers? Good night, Ryan. You'll get it eventually. You won't get it all at once, though. This isn't you program it all at once and it works kind of thing. Oh, you're learning C++ in class, and what was... Oh yeah, you did the truffle thing. Okay. Got it. Well, pointers are one of the more challenging things for people to understand when learning computing. So it's no surprise that you're having problems with it. If you have any particular questions, I can help you out. Well, pointers are kind of like array indices. And you've dealt with array indices before. They're things that refer to other things. Pointers are refer to some other thing. Just like an array index refers to something in some array or whatever. They're not the same thing, but they're both related or similar in that they both refer to other stuff. I don't want to do that. I want to do... Can I do that? There's totally sample rate. It's there. What is it talking about? Is it because it's not an instance thingy? Is that the right wave file? That's kind of dumb. Sample count var. Sample count. right header takes a sample count, which is a U32. This junk okay, this stuff is all computed. I don't know why I'm working on this. I should be doing this thing. Okay, this is commit whatchamacallit. And does it pass or fail? I think one issue is that they taught us pass by reference with and later went, oh yeah, that's pointer, and it confused me. An exam, they gave us C string pointer, if I remember correctly, and made a pointer variable pointing to it, and then you dereference it. It holds the first element in it, or something like that. Yep. I think it's weird that they would use references before they use pointers. This is a pass. Which, okay. Get bisect good this. Let's do a clean build again. Because I don't trust it. There goes another hour. Whoops. Refactor. So let's say write sample. Sample F64. And that should be that. Well. Try write sample sample. Yeah. Right. And they were like pointer plus plus. I thought that referred to the whole array in general. And then the next question they did the same thing, but without dereferencing, my head was about to explode. Yep. That's why it's confusing to say that references are pointers. They're not. So it was weird that they didn't explain that int variable makes us hold the address of that variable, not the contents. When they first taught it. Yeah. I don't know why they had references at all. Like what? Like, you have references here, but I don't know why they would teach it that way. I think there's a school of thought that thinks that references are easier than pointers. To understand or teach, but I don't buy that. Not and. What the heck did I just write? So you only have, in your program you only have two, well, in my version of your program you only have two references for this. Yeah. So that is, references are referring to the referred. If you want to talk about referred to objects through a reference, a reference behaves like the original object. So if you assign to it, it'll behave like you're assigning to the original object. Pointers don't do that. Pointers are more explicit about how you refer to the original object through the dereference operator, the asterisk. So a reference is kind of like an alias, whereas a pointer is a different kind of beast. Equals 0.5 tone duration samples way of file at sample rate in float to int sample rate times the pointer is not a container. I think that's a very bad way to think about it. Because what does it contain? Thank you for cleverly joking about my appearance. On my latest live homework, they're wanting us to have 3 parallel arrays whose contents are read from a file. Why don't we just use an array of structures? There could be reasons for not dealing with an array of structures, but it's basically a stylistic choice. There are actual real pros and cons to it, but at the learning level, you can have dangling references. And I mean, you shouldn't. You should try to avoid that, but you can. You cannot have a reference to something that is null. That's illegal. Yeah, that's why I can't cut my hair, because that would lower my intelligence. Tone duration samples. Sample count. So this would be tone duration samples. Cool. Let's say struct. Well, this should be a 2 U32s, right? So I can do for have two F64s. These are tone frequencies. So this would be that. No. We get two F64 of this and 1209. Be two of F64 and 1209. Rut-row. Why can't I click? Stupid thing. Yeah, no shape forever. Well, I can shade the facial like that. It doesn't have many brain cells in it. What was I looking for? I want this thingy. 1336. Oh, I forgot to do tone count. Intertone delay in seconds. And plus. Let's make a seconds to samples. Self, and seconds for 2. Seconds. I guess I say self. Seconds to samples. Where am I? Seconds to samples. Dot. It'll explode if I don't have any tones. So now I can do, well, I should really do 2. Would an array of structures be more efficient, though? Not necessarily. I could just be like, blah, for everything I need. It depends. For reading, sure, it might be more efficient, but it might be less efficient for your processing. I don't know. Delay between times. Alright, implemented all the things I care about. Beep, beep. So my review of Zig so far. I don't like all the casting I need to do between float and int. I understand why they do it that way, but I don't like that I can't factor stuff into inner functions. I'll write these down. Opinions. I wish I didn't need to cast and float so much. So, Zig forces me to cast. Structs are competent. Why don't I need to say competent when name a struct? Why can't I refer to struct variables with an instance of the struct? Give me 2. Yep. Well, it doesn't suck, but sensationalism, you know. Note opinions. I wasn't really doing any systemsy work, so I wasn't using any of the strengths of Zig, but oh, I don't like how do I iterate over a range of numbers? Like the classic C idiom of when I equals 0, I will send I wasn't doing systemsy stuff, so I'm not using the strengths of Zig, or what I perceive to be the strengths of Zig. But it was a good intro, I guess, to get my feet wet. I do like that the standard library has like right int little. That's nice. I don't like this syntax. Because it doesn't jive well. Like, why is this comma and this is semicolon? That's just weird. And why is there no leading keyword? Like all the other stuff. And why is this different than local variables? And it's 2019, why do I still need semicolons here? Why do I need to say self if self isn't magic? I guess I could call it like a static method. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I hated the documentation for downstream stuff. That's stupid. Yeah, whatever. I was really just waiting for GCC to build again. Doop. 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 Doop.